Hi everyone, my name is Sarah and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be bringing you a series check-in. I thought I would do a check-in as if this was being filmed in December, going into the new year, and here are the series that I'm in the process of reading, because that's just what I'm decided to do. Maybe I should have added the other books that I've started, but it's too late now. The books are already next to me, and we're just gonna kind of go on with the way that this is. So, to be honest, this is gonna be an incredibly short video. I have 3 series to talk about. That being said, here are the series that I started and or finished in the year 2020. So the series that I finished in 2020, and there is only one, the only series I finished in its entirety, was Daughter of the Pirate King by Tricia Levenseller. And then I obviously also read the sequel, Daughter of the Siren Queen. Overall, did not enjoy the series. I'm trying to keep in mind that it wasn't really geared towards me. It is a young adult pirate adventure story, and I don't particularly love young adults stories that focus too much on the romance without actually developing the romance. And unfortunately this series kind of did that, where they did the sort of lust at first sight, enemies to lovers, and then they're in love. And I personally don't particularly love that idea. I'm fine with enemies to lovers, but I need them to hit the idea of friendship as well, and they tend to just skip that step. And I need that friendship step to know that these people actually do like each other still at the end of the day. The last thing I really had an issue with was the main character, Alosa, and how she was written. She was kind of written to be the not like every other girl, also the strong female character archetype of she's good at everything that she does. She's incredibly smart, she's incredibly talented, she's the best pirate that's ever existed, and her father's been training her. She's done all of these great missions, she's got her own pirate crew, she's a captain, she's all these different things. And then we find out like she's only 17. And so it becomes a lot of the narrative telling us how good she is, how fast she is, how great of a pirate she is, how smart she is, she's cunning, she's witty, she knows how to do all of these different things, but we don't actually get to see a lot of that in practice. It just wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. It wasn't a book series I enjoyed. It wasn't a main character I enjoyed. And to be honest, I'm a little disappointed because I love pirate adventure stuff. I love pirate stories, and the potential for these ideas were so good, so interesting, and it just kind of fell flat for me. Sadly, the one series I read last year, I just didn't particularly enjoy. But you know what? You win some, you lose some. And other people really like the series, so take my thoughts with a grain of salt. The next series I started was the Kings of the Wyld series by Eames. I read the first book. This is a sort of D&D style campaign fantasy novel. It follows a group of, this is gonna sound so mean, washed up heroes as they kind of get back together to try and save one of the main character's daughters who's trapped in this town that is being kind of blockaded. I absolutely love this book. I gave it 5 stars because I just found it really entertaining, really enjoyable. I loved the characters. I really liked the writing style. I feel like it's a really good fantasy book for people who are kind of nervous to get into fantasy because they're worried about the kind of overcomplicated world building that can sometimes happen, or being bogged down in the technical details. This is a great book to start with. I really enjoyed it. So this year, I'm going to continue the series and read the sequel, Bloody Rose, which follows the daughter that we saved in the last book. I'm not 100% sure if this story takes place kind of at the same time, so we're going to see how she gets to this point, or if it takes place after the events of the first one. I really don't know, but I am very excited to get into this one. And then the only other series that I started last year was, The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I read this book in like 2 days. I absolutely loved it. It was one of the best fantasy books I have read in ages. I love the character of Rin. I love the world that R.F. Kuang has created. I love the kind of inclusion of different historical aspects. I really like the kind of dual parts of this particular book in general, where the first part is kind of about the theoretical of war and the kind of academic side of war and strategy, and the second half is like actually in practice what you can and can't do and accomplish, and how the two are incredibly different, and you have to kind of reckon with that fact, or specifically Rin has to reckon with that fact as she goes on this journey and through this war campaign basically. I absolutely loved it. I gave this book 5 stars as well, and I am incredibly excited to get on, or to continue on with this series. I did have the Dragon Republic on my TBRs for a long time the last year. I just kind of fell into a bit of a reading slump, and I figured this would make me a little sad. So I didn't want to read it until I was a little bit more leveled out, I guess you could say. But I do have the sequel, The Dragon Republic, and I do have The Burning God already as well, and so I will hopefully finish this series up this year. And that's it, you guys. That's all that I have for you. I'm a little embarrassed that there's only 3 series to talk about, but I mean, what are you gonna do? It's totally fine. But that's all that I have for you today. Let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these series, if you agree with my thoughts, disagree, or even if you're going to add any of these to your series or your TBRs, not series. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's been a long week, but thank you all so much for watching, and I hope that you have a fantastic day.